Welcome back to Switch to Linux. This is Tom. So we're going to have a quick look at Unity 8 on Ubuntu 17 today. And as you probably have not found anybody doing really good quality videos, the reason is nothing works yet. This was shocking to me, because Ubuntu was really my first foray into Linux, and it was also many people's first foray into Linux. Nowadays, things like Linux Mint are becoming more popular, and there's a few other distros that are really out there outperforming the numbers as Ubuntu. But nevertheless, I really expected a whole lot more, even out of an alpha build, because we're not even pre-alpha anymore. The alpha was released. This was downloaded after that alpha release. And I'm shocked at how bad this is so far. Now, for comparison, I actually ran Ubuntu 16 since November of 2015. And it was perfectly fine and stable. In fact, I only encountered small pockets of instability after the actual release in April. Other than that, Ubuntu 16 for me was totally stable. So we're going to walk through this, and I'm going to give my comments, and I'll just warn you outright, they're going to be mostly negative. I expect a whole lot more out of Canonical and out of Ubuntu than this. So, when you first download the daily build and you install it, you may be confused by the fact that there are actually a couple login up here. And it doesn't seem to be, there you go. If you click on that there, I can go back up to the default Ubuntu, which still runs the Unity 7. And although my screen down here says this is Ubuntu 17, when you log into this Ubuntu default, it will actually basically load Ubuntu 16.10. And if you go up to the system up here and you hit about the computer, which will appear up in the upper corner once we are logged in, it will even tell you it is Ubuntu 16.10. So clicking on the Ubuntu logo here, come down to Unity 8. Now you need to log in to Ubuntu with Unity 8. And this is what we get. Okay. Now, there's so many things here. First, let me get the matter of absolute total personal preference out of the way, and that is the look. This model is following the modern UI look that I think is the most ugly and atrocious thing that's come to any website and any desktop, mobile interface of any point in time ever. It is flat, it is ugly, and with Ubuntu particularly, you could never really change the theme around a whole lot, and so you're kind of stuck with it. And, you know, I've grown to really like Ubuntu 16 with the Unity bar. I don't really care for my bars to be on the left, and the Unity bar behaves more like a dock out of a Mac, meaning that I can't open up multiple instances of browsers and easily switch between them on what you'd call a taskbar in Windows. And so I've never really cared for the Unity platform as a matter of personal preference. But now we get, I'm assuming we'll be able to move this to the bottom, but nothing really works yet. Now, when you first log in, I get this scopes window up here, and this thing drives me absolutely batty. So what this is, you can see I can't close it. I can maximize it and minimize it. What this is if you're used to Ubuntu and you're used to wanting to search for something, you come up and click this, it pulls up the menu. To get where you want to search, you kind of have to throw your mouse into the side of the bar in certain places. Like, it won't work right here. So I'm hoping that if I add a bunch of stuff to the side, we get this. So we have this default organization, and I kind of like this organization a little bit better than they've done in the past. I hope that they will have more ways of sorting this than just A to Z up here. But that's kind of how you get to that. Now back to this scopes window here. The other thing I don't like about it, it's not clear how you can add things to this if you want. But then if you pull this up, there's a bunch of things on here that I want nothing to do with. Like, Okay, Yahoo Finance. You click on this and it loads up what seems to be an SSB. It seems like there's an SSB built into this. So this kind of goes to the Yahoo Financial web page. And there is, let's see, there's one for eBay here. Okay, but here's the shocking part so far. I can't remove these. I can't right-click them. I mean, I can left-click them to go to them. I can't remove these. I can't seem to edit them. At least no way that I have found how to do that. And again, you know, we have to keep in mind that this is an alpha release. This isn't necessarily ready for everybody, but I expect something to work. And literally nothing works. Nothing. First, we're going to walk through the settings panel. So up here, I always on Ubuntu, I hit the settings in the upper right corner. I pull this guy down, and now we get kind of the second major complaint, is Ubuntu seems to be going in the same direction as Windows 10. Now, some people don't like Windows 10 for the privacy issues, and that's why I stopped using Windows. At least why I will not use Windows 10 as a main development rig, is because of the privacy. But there's another major problem that has driven some people away from it too, and that is they're trying to produce one system to power on everything. And I got news for you. A desktop computer is a completely different thing from a tablet, is a completely different thing from a mobile phone. I do not need one platform to manage everything, but that's exactly how they're building things into this. So we can come over here, and the About the Device gives me this information. This kind of gets me back to the main system settings, and this kind of has this look of sort of like the Windows 10 issue where some things are relegated to the control panel, which, by the way, doesn't work in this, at least it does in Windows 10, but then everything else is thrown onto this new finagled system setting thing that is so hilarious, because this is cool. You know what's funny about this? There's no Wi-Fi card on this computer. Why am I seeing a Wi-Fi option? There's no Bluetooth on this computer. Why am I seeing a Bluetooth on here? VPN, we can accept that. Here's your backgrounds. Once again, we have some very nice backgrounds. No real complaints there. We have a purple. It's more like the old purpley color. So there's there's a lot of neat stuff that you can do, and I think if I go with, I want to say if I go with a darker background, you'll get better a better image there. I don't know. Let me just go ahead and go back with the one that we started with, because I had already adjusted my my computer to work well with that. There's our background. Here's our launcher settings. We can either auto hide the launcher or always show the launcher, and we can adjust the icon size. So if we can go back at some point in time and put the panel on the bottom, we can probably do that. Here's your sound options. Vibrate with message sound. Vibrate. This is a desktop computer. There is nothing that's going to vibrate. Language and text. The introduction of a lot more settings makes it feel like more of a type of a modern system that kind of like the walled garden systems are going to. So I'm getting the feel that Ubuntu, if this could actually start to work, that we could get to this point where the Ubuntu almost feels exactly the same as any other operating system. And that's either for the better or for the worse, whatever your opinion is. I think that having a system like these modern ones that doesn't do all the data collection of Windows and Apple is probably a good thing. But this is also Canonical, who tried to do some data collection by default in the past. So we have to keep that with a grain of salt. Notifications. I haven't seen any notifications pop up on the system. I'm not sure if they're working or not. Mouse and touchpad. Yeah, I don't have a touchpad on this desktop computer. Oh, I can change my screen brightness. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is a desktop computer. So it's like there's... it's like there's so much in here that this isn't ready to be released outside of your development team. And I think they might be pushing the release way ahead for whatever reason. Oh, here's a desktop mode and I guess a laptop. I don't know. Okay, so it looks like this is probably like a tablety mode, which full screens that scopes thing is what that seems to be doing. You know, I mean, if this is the same platform I'll get on an Ubuntu phone, I'll take it. But on a desktop computer, I don't need this kind of stuff. This just feels too much like Windows 10, and people aren't, I don't know, I can't say people aren't liking Windows 10. I like Windows 10. I'm just concerned with the data collection of Microsoft and the fact that I can't customize it. But this is kind of getting to that same thing to me, you know? Oh, here's my battery indicator. Yeah, on my desktop computer. I think it's ugly as all get out. That's a personal opinion. Some people might like all these modern UIs, but I think what has gone on way too long in the tech industry is one person creates something that's radically different, and then everyone else rushes to copy it as quickly as possible. You know, because I think the Unity 7 is gorgeous. I think it looks nice. It's appealing to me. It's attractive. And I've never really had the desire to edit it. But I think this looks like garbage. The settings look like garbage. The icons look like garbage. It doesn't look good to me. And I'll be honest, I mean, I've really come to like and appreciate Ubuntu. I use Ubuntu in my office for a lot of good things. It controls all my media settings. It controls all of my interfacing. If I have to do some work on various AWS servers I might be working on, it's my preferred operating system to SSH into with. So, you know, I come to like Ubuntu, but I don't like the direction they're going. I don't like the look they're going. Now let's bring up a couple of funny little things here. If I go into, I can remember which one will do this. Let's see what sound does. Okay, so here's an example of how this should not have been released yet for anybody to look at any seriously. So here we have the main window UI up here. They're stacking on top of it the old Ubuntu core, including up here the rounded corner. So we go this straight flat into this rounded little corner to give me this platform here, which will control the sound settings like the old Ubuntu. So kind of like this is exactly, if you went into all settings in the old Ubuntu and hit sound, this is what you'd get. So all of these apps are still here and in theory work. I don't know, I haven't plugged anything in to test, but well, I'm clicking something and I got a speaker note indicator of some form or another. Nothing in here seems to be working right. I can go back and click all settings, and this is cute. Oh, maybe. Can I? I should be able to click all settings. So here's another little bug. You might see this at the top. See how the text up here is blurring? I'm getting this effect a lot in a lot of places, kind of randomly. Sometimes everything works, and sometimes it doesn't. Let's just close the sound. I'm looking for getting back into your sound settings. Oh, look, Simple Screen Recorder did finally show up. I tried to install that. I wanted to see if I could actually get like a Simple Screen Recorder working, but it was not working. I rebooted the computer and that's happened. Up displays, that one just crashes on you. The discs over here, this seems to work, sorta, I think. I can't really read what discs this is, but let's get out of there in case I accidentally push format. Okay, like I'm looking for one of the applications. There you go, like one of these where I could go back and hit all settings. Look at what I get on all settings now. This is just like, it's broken. It's like an image in the background. And I can make it go big and small. And, you know, this is what we get. Okay, so let's try and run some applications. Okay, let's use the default browser. Oh, never mind, that crashes. It shouldn't crash that fast. We also have Firefox to pick from. We can open up a writer document. I think that's a LibreOffice writer document. I'm going to click the simple screen recorder here, see if it actually does anything. So this is literally all that happens when you load any program on here. It sits here and spins infinitely. It crashes. They'll crash anywhere from a minute or so. Oh, what's this? I have no clue what in the world just happened. First time I've seen that one. Push your mouse against right edge to view your open apps. Oh, thank you. Okay. So there's all these hot edges on here that I can't, like, this drives me mad. Okay. I have not found a way to turn off these hot corners, and maybe it's over here. Maybe I just didn't even look for it yet. Let's see if hot corners exists. Nope. Of course not. Where else? I think, is that under appearance maybe? Oh, look, I can. Okay, no. Where's that at? Help me out, someone. Is that desktop? Let's see. No. I think maybe you needed the Unity tweak tool. Didn't you use the Unity tweak tool to adjust the hot corners? I hate hot corners. I hate hot corners with such a deep passion, because when I'm getting to work on something, I'll get myself lined up and I'll throw the mouse out of the way, and this is what happens. So what I just did is I just tossed the mouse out of my way to get it out of my way so I could go to my keyboard and type, and then I get this kind of crap. The only computer I have hot corners activated on is my Mac, and that's exactly what happens all the time, which is why I really, one reason I don't use it, except I can turn those off. But nothing seems to work here. We do actually have access to a terminal. Now, when I click into the terminal, I actually, for some reason, have to enter my password to get into the terminal. But if you notice, I'm not actually root. So I'm not sure why. I know terminal works. Okay, there we go. Sometimes I have to fight with it a little bit. Okay, now I'm root. So you have to enter your password to get in here into the terminal, but you're not root when you do that. It's like, for me, it's like they're trying to move away from the art of Linux being a system for a computer user and moving towards this user-friendly thing. I don't remember closing any of those. I guess they all crashed. It happens when I open Thunderbird. I bet it does the same thing. So literally, here's Unity 8 so far. Now, for comparison, last year's Ubuntu worked. Okay, they're saying that this is going to be a usable, viable operating system in 4 months. I think this is a year out, at least. I hope I'm going to be proved wrong. Maybe we're going to have a release candidate here in the next few days or a daily build in the next few days that's like totally awesome. But right now, this is a non-system. This is eye candy to look at, to show somebody some screenshots and go, look what we're doing. There's 2 software centers in here. Let's see if any of these actually work. Oh, duh. One of them's our software thing. Here's our software center. Let's see if I can actually put something on here. Let's see. Abe's Amazing Adventure. Sure, let's install Abe's Amazing Adventure. Why not? Oh, I need password to do that. Good. Okay, now Abe's Amazing Adventure is showing up. Let's launch Abe's Amazing Adventure. See what happens. My prediction is nothing. Apparently my window doesn't work anymore. I'm going to have to find Abe's Amazing Adventure over here. Doesn't show up. I bet I'm going to have to log out and log back in for that to happen. So let's log out. I don't know if you couldn't see that screen or not, but it did not really easily say log out. Yay, once again I get my crappy panel that I hope to never see again. And I gotta fight with it to even get it to go anywhere. Hey, there's Abe's Amazing Adventure. Yes! We're about ready to play some Abe's Amazing Adventure. Well, not that I was anticipating playing a game today. Now, again, all fairness, this is a daily build. This is not out for the general public. This is for people to, for people, but it's for testing and bug reporting. I don't know what there is to test. This is a release like an alpha. This is actually an alpha release. An alpha release means there's some functionality going that goes beyond, ooh, look, we've logged in. So, yeah, I'm being quite critical on Ubuntu today. It does not look like I like the direction they're going. I don't even think that this is... I'm not holding my breath. We're actually going to have a 17.4 with Unity 8 on it. I don't know. I think that this is an atrocious mess. I don't know what just happened. My screen just went totally... Okay, well, I don't know what that is. Hey, something wants me to enter a passphrase quite randomly. This is the case where I'd tell people no, but I don't know what is going on. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, whatever happened, I don't know. Wow. Well, I think I've said enough about this. I really hope that they get something working on here. I would love to test this out. And I do realize it's an entirely different direction, an entirely different change. But, in reality, there was some talk about Unity 8 even making an appearance in Ubuntu 16, and that never happened. And they've been working on this for a few years, and so far this is what we're seeing. So I'm not holding my breath. Not that I really want this to be a big system. I think that Canonical would be way better developing a desktop environment and a mobile development as a separate thing and not trying to unify them into one platform, because this is an atrocious mess. Nothing works over here. On the system that... okay, it just did it again. I'm not sure. I guess I'm going to get a login screen again. I don't know. That just keeps randomly occurring. I'm not sure what that is. But this is always considered one of those top Linux distros. And this is not looking promising. Contrast this to Linux Mint. Every update I've had to Linux Mint has increased productivity. Peppermint is totally awesome. I was playing around a little bit with, is it Kioro, I think? It's the kind of like a custom mod of, it's like a custom mod of Fedora. That thing is totally sweet. And Ubuntu seems to be going backwards in the world where the rest of Linux is charging forwards. And this is scary to me. This is very scary to me. So, this is Tom. I hope to report on this. I'm going to continue testing this once a week. And we're going to see if functionality shows up. We're going to see if this kind of comes back. You know what that seems to be? It seems to be timing out when the mouse goes inactive for 1 minute. That's what seems to be happening there. Although I have not found a place where I can adjust that setting. So, anyway. I'll report back. Hopefully this is moving in a more positive direction. It hopefully will. But, we'll see. This is getting interesting. So this has been Tom. If you're switching to Linux, I'd avoid Ubuntu 17 for the time being. Ubuntu 16 is great. I love Ubuntu 16. Works awesome. Linux Mint, awesome. I run Linux Mint on both Cinnamon and on KDE. They work great. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I hope this, maybe if somebody's out there watching that is on the Unity team, I hope that you see what we're seeing. And don't give us eye candy that gives us simple screenshots that says, wow, this is coming along good. Give us something that actually works, something we can actually run a program in or do anything. So anyway, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think.